So here we are in our, what is it called, Tara? It's a boutique. Casa Howard boutique hotel in Florence. It's absolutely stunning. We've totally lucked out with the hotel. It's a beautiful location. We've just spent the last few hours just wandering, sauntering around Florence. It's one of the most beautiful places I've ever been to in my life, but here's the difference. It is now, I think it's 10 o'clock-ish, Florence time, right, so 9 o'clock our time. We've just had one of the most beautiful meals we've ever had in our life. I know it sounds like I'm being over the top, but it's actually true, isn't it, Tara?
Yeah.
It's like, it was just beautiful. But here's the thing, this is the difference between the alcohol-free adventurer and the former me, because the former me would have gone out at lunchtime, we would have had a couple of drinks over lunch, and then that would have morphed into a couple more drinks, and then all that energy, all that vitality, all that oomph for life would have just been drained away, and I'd probably be overcooking it somewhere right about now, and it would have ended up being a late night. And don't get me wrong, I might have had fun and a laugh, and I probably would have done, but tomorrow would be a disaster. It would be a total write-off. That is the difference between me now and the former drinker. The alcohol-free adventurer is a different person. So I've decided to set up a challenge. So I've decided to set up a little alcohol-free challenge. If you remember back in the 90s, there was Challenge Annika, the wonderful Annika. And if you're not from the UK, she was a lovely blonde lady that would go on these challenges, these adventures to try and find these clues and solve the puzzle, and she would get on boats, planes, trains, automobiles to do so. So this is Challenge Andy. So what we've decided is this. We've had to order our breakfast in advance, right? And the breakfast is served to your room, in bed. And it's going to arrive at 9 o'clock. So here is the challenge. So this is the challenge. Oh, and it's a tough one. It's going to test my alcohol-free superpowers to the limit and beyond, potentially. I have until 9 a.m. tomorrow morning, when the breakfast in bed is going to come through that front door, to see as many of the prominent landmarks in Florence as possible, a minimum of 10. So I have to get to at least 10 of the landmarks before 9 o'clock, before the breakfast arrives. I've got to be up, I've got to be on it. It's going to be tough, but I think I can do it. Oh, before I go, and the winner is going to win this, what I just found behind me. Look at that. So it's Team Tara versus Team Andy. Team Tara just has to lie in bed, not do a lot, and wait for the breakfast to arrive. I'm going to be up and on it. And here's the thing about being an alcohol-free adventurer at that time of the morning. All the amateur tourists are going to be like crawling out of bed at like 9, 10 o'clock when it gets super busy. I would have done the whole lot before they're awake. Right, so I'm claiming the River Arno as my first landmark. You have to see the river. It's like going to London and not seeing the Thames. Look at it. You can just see the sunrise is starting to try and come up. It's behind, but we're going like right over here, over the river and over the back and up the hill. One done, and it's not even 7 o'clock. Oh. Look how lovely and quiet it is. This is the difference between the alcohol-free adventurer. Look at it. I'm claiming this. I'm going in early and claiming the river. Look. Look at this. Oh, you can see the sunrise is just building up. I've got to get there quickly just to make it in time. So we're off. Exciting times ahead. I'm basically racing across the city. It looks like it's a 38-minute walk to get to the Piazza Michelangelo, which is apparently where you get the best views of the sunrise in Florence. So I thought it'd be a nice way to kick it off with a sunrise in Florence. I don't know if you can just hear the bells. The bells ringing 7 o'clock. So I've pretty much just made it. But I've got no idea
how I get in there, but just check this out. Look. Oh, look at that. I think I've just got to get around the other side somewhere, then I'll get that sunrise. But the 7 o'clock bells have just gone off, so I'm about perfectly timed. So I think sunrise is pretty much bang on 7. Well, I'm not sure if I'm really allowed to be up here, but I'm here anyway. That's what happens when you get up so early. There's no one around and you're a bit unsure whether you're actually allowed to be here or not. But check this out. Come on. Come on. Look at this. Oh, that is absolutely breathtaking. God. Look at that. Whole of Florence. I'm absolutely on fire this morning is the best way to describe it. Check that out. It's the most stunning, beautiful, glorious views I've ever seen in my life. And just like behind this camera is something even as magnificent. This place is just off the charts, and here I am at silly o'clock. It's just after 7, catching the sunrise in the most spectacular place. And that's the difference between the alcohol-free adventurer and the old me, right? I'm up and on it before the world's awake. I've seen a big, vast expanse of Florence already before the day's begun. And it's not even 7 o'clock. I've got 2 hours to try and hit another 7 or 8 of the prominent landmarks and get back home before Tara's awake. And here's another Brucey bonus of the alcohol-free adventurer. When I go back and meet Tara, I can then pinpoint all the best locations that I've been to, so that later in the day we can take our time and come back and visit. It's a win-win, living the dream. And just check this out, right? This is the view the other side. This is the difference between the old version of me, the 5.5 year ago version of me, and the alcohol-free adventurer that I now am, right? Up and on it before the world's awake, coming to see these wonderful sights, right? Full of energy, full of vitality, excited about the day. Yes, I would still have fun when I was drinking and have a good time, but not as much fun as now. There's way more fun to be had, and you might lose a little slice of that evening pie, as it were, when there's a couple of drinks flowing and you end up staying out till silly o'clock. And yeah, you have a bit of a good time, but you lose so much more the following day, because now it's mine. I'm up and on it before the world's awake, before the tourists have like swarmed all over this place. There's no one here, just me and the sunrise. What could be better than that? And here's another Brucey bonus for those alcohol-free adventurers that have got partners. Now I can report back to Tara and go, this place was amazing. We have to go there. Because what would have happened to me previously, I would have arrived on my city break whilst I was drinking. I would have found the local taverna. I would have tucked in to a couple of glasses of Prosecco and then lost all my vitality, lost all my energy. I would have played it safe because I couldn't quite be asked to do too much. I would have gone to a restaurant, had another couple of drinks, and it would have been very nice, don't get me wrong. But then today, I'd still be in bed. I'd still be asleep. I wouldn't quite have that oomph, that get up and go that I've got now. And maybe I would have ended up seeing way less of Florence, but now I'm going to see it all. And I've got just an hour and 3/4 to get to about another prominent landmarks. Will I do it? Nobody knows. It is game time. So I've just sort of stumbled upon this place, which is the Rose Garden, which is this sort of tranquil space in the heart of the buzzing, I guess it's city of Florence. It's just this place to come and chill out and relax. I think I'm claiming it, as it's a bit off the beaten track and I just found it by mistake. I'm claiming it as one of my landmarks because why wouldn't I? And I'm massively behind. Oh, glorious. Look at that. So I've just stopped for a quick coffee break. When in Rome, or in Florence, for that matter. I'm miles behind. I've only got an hour left. I've only seen 3 things. I've seen the Michelangelo Piazza, I think it means Michelangelo Square, where we did sunrise. I've seen the Rose Garden, which was a bit off-piste, but absolutely stunning. And I've also seen the River Arno, which was beautiful, right? These are the sort of box tickers, as it were. Now I'm heading back into the city where quite a lot of the landmarks are close together, so hopefully I'll tick off the last 7 in the last hour. It's going to be touch and go before I make it back, just before breakfast in bed. Am I going to make it? Who knows? It's a different game now. I've just crossed back over the bridge, back into the main city. The world is starting to wake up. There's like the Vespers everywhere. There's people everywhere. It's getting busy. I'm heading to the Museum Bargello, I think that's how you pronounce it. It's full of like all the real traditional Renaissance art. It opens at 8:15, so I'm going to try and hit that and then hit a load of the landmarks before I get back. Can I do it? Oh, it's going to be touch and go. A saving grace could be that Florence is one of those cities, whenever you turn a corner you bump into something amazing. Check it out. And this is on my way to the museum, but I just stumbled across this, right? That's got to be up there with a prominent landmark. I've got no idea what it is yet. I'm going to have to find out. That could be the difference between me winning this challenge and not. Let's find out what it is. Boom. I am taking that. So we'll do a quick whistle stop tour of this. Oh, look at that. And then I'll go to the museum. Look at this. Absolutely stunning. Okay, proper Annika Rice styly. Challenge Andy, challenge Annika. FaceTiming Tara. Tara, I'm videoing you whilst, that's right, this is proper challenge Andy stuff. I'm recording you.
40 minutes.
I've got 40 minutes. What is that museum I need to go to and what am I going to see when I'm in the museum?
You're going to see Renaissance art at the Museo del Bargello.
That's the problem with Italy. I can't pronounce anything. It's like, I'm not even close.
Can you Google it?
I'll Google it, don't worry. But what's there? Is there a famous picture of Michelangelo? I'm feeling something like that there.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, you're brilliant. You're at home with like computer and stuff. I'm running around useless. Right, I've got to go. It's going to be touch and go. The breakfast hasn't arrived yet, has it?
I didn't know.
Breakfast, no.
No, there's a bit of activity going on out there though. You haven't got much time.
Right, I'll hurry up. Right, see you later on.
Bye.
Bye. So no idea where I am, but there seems to be prominent landmarks everywhere. I could go this way and it looks amazing, or I could go that way and it looks amazing. Either way, oh, I'm right back in the game. Right back in the game. There's going to be lots to see here by the looks of it. Back in the game. It gets better and better. I guess that's where the water comes from. Right, I'm getting desperate. Desperate now. Massively behind. Time is seriously catching me up, but there's loads of beautiful things to see, so I'm just trying not to get run over. Clearly, it's my #1 aim. That would make for good vlogging, or maybe it would. But there's loads to see, and maybe I can get a few of these in before we go, and then I'll try the museum, and then it's going to be a sprint back to Casa Howard, our little boutique hotel, which is stunning, by the way. It is now about 8. Let's have a look. 8:35, so I've got 25 minutes. Oh, I've just played a blinder. What is this? Be back in the game. I don't know if I'm seeing the same thing over and over. I think this is something new. Oh, he's only walked into the museum. Perfect. That's what I've been looking for. It's a mulberry tree. Mulberry. Easy for me to say. Tree. Seen the landmark that we need. Oh, it's going to be touch and go. I'm going to have to make that landmark and then sprint. It's now tourist central. I nailed it. Have I nailed it? I think I have. This is the dome. Yes, get in there. Look at that. Oh, the piece de la resistance. Is that French? I think it probably is. Oh yes, I can get up the top. Oh, it's open. Look at this. This is where I was hoping to finish. I've got about 10 minutes. It's going to be a quick whiz around, then I've got to sprint back to the hotel to try and make it on time. I have to go, I have to get back, sorry. Don't really have time to stop to figure it all out. That looks cool. Time to rush, time to run. Will I make it? I've literally got a couple of minutes, but I'm not far off. 8:57, 3 minutes. I'm almost there. I couldn't have timed it any better. Now, I know this is not in the official guidebook, but this is the restaurant where we were last night. The lady in there was just making fresh pasta. It's absolutely amazing, off the charts. There will be a student's inquiry about this one. It's got to go in. Could I have timed this any better? But and this is not a fluke, but there it is. Casa Howard. Oh, will breakfast be there or not? This is the big question. Breakfast here. He's only done it. Well, we just need to check if I've got all 10 landmarks. There will be a massive student.
Yeah, it's like.
What is the time?
It is like literally just 9 o'clock.
Look at that, just 9 o'clock. There's no breakfast here. Get in there. Right, now we need to check the landmarks, but I've done it. It's a brilliant adventure. High five. That was a rubbish high five, do it again. Deadly.
No.
You literally wouldn't believe this. I just turned the camera off and this happened.
Come in. Thank you so
Couldn't
much. Oh,
have-
that looks
Sorry,
lovely.
you don't have a seat.
Thank you.
Planned that. How unbelievable was that?
Yeah.
I literally just turned it off and then this chap walked in. Unreal. Check it out.
Thank you.
Not the most vegan of options, but there we go. We'll get stuck into a bit of that. It's only nailed it. Unreal.